Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a full face of nothing new. So we're going to be creating a look using some of my old favorites and products that I haven't shown that much love to. It's like every time I go on Instagram, there's some new makeup out, like almost every single day it seems like. So I wanted to take a step back and use products that I haven't used in a little bit, just to show you guys that you don't have to constantly go out and buy these new makeup products that come out every single month. I know it's super overwhelming. As a viewer, I can only imagine. As a consumer myself and as a YouTuber, it's a lot. So I like to do these videos like every month or so, just to show you that you don't need to spend all this money on makeup every single month. You can create amazing looks and recreate things that you see as well with products that you already have. Like for me, I know that I do a lot of testing new makeup and full face first impressions just because it is my full-time job. But of course, I like to review products for you guys to let you know what I think is worth it, what I think is not, and hope that my product recommendations can help you determine what you want to spend your money on. But yeah, today we're just focused on old favorites and nothing new. So I hope you enjoy it. Definitely grab a snack and let's just jump into it. Okay, so today we are jumping straight into eyeshadow. I'm gonna go in with my Dominique Cosmetics Latte palette, one of my all-time favorite palettes. It's such a pretty neutral palette, great for traveling. You have some small pops of color, but overall it's like super wearable and realistic. So I'm gonna start off with this shade right here, which is called Caramel, and I'm gonna apply that right in my crease. I love this color. It's just like a really great everyday shade that if you're not using any other eyeshadow and you just put this in your crease, it looks gorgeous. Dominique Cosmetics, their eyeshadows kind of remind me of Anastasia's. They're super buttery and very creamy. So I'm very impressed with this palette. I actually want to try more of her eyeshadows because this one is really great. I'm going to take the shade Pumpkin Spice and I'm also going to apply that in my crease. And we also have a lovely friend that decided to join us today. So yeah, we will be covering her up later. Now, this is the fun part. I'm gonna go into the shade Cold Brew and I'm gonna be applying that all over my lid. I actually never used this color before. I've only swatched it. And just because of course, clearly I love my neutrals, but I'm excited about this. So I'm using a BH Cosmetics Fluffy Blending Brush. This is from their Marble collection. And I'm gonna take that shade and I'm just really gonna start kind of just fluffing that in all over my lid, and gradually I'm going to start to build it up towards the crease as well. Ooh, it's very pigmented. It's not looking like splotchy or anything. Typically I get really scared with like darker matte shades because a lot of them can look really splotchy. They don't build up really nicely, but this one is looking really good. I think I need a little bit of a smaller brush. So I'm just gonna start by taking this color on the lid and then I'm gonna use a smaller brush to concentrate the product a little bit more towards the crease. Ooh, this is pretty. I don't think I've ever done a teal look, like a full teal. Actually, maybe I did, like a while ago. Okay. And we're done. Just kidding. So I have a smaller little brush. I got this one from Amazon. It's just like from an Amazon brush kit. And I'm just gonna take, again, more of that teal and really concentrate that right in the crease. And I am building this color up quite a bit. I'm super impressed with this. It's building up really nicely. It's blending out very nicely. It's not splotchy. I'm just going to use my Colourpop BFF Volumizing Mascara, which is like the best mascara ever. So good. I honestly don't really have a ton of mascaras. That's one of the things in my collection that I'm always like getting rid of, especially after like 4 or 5 months, because it's not really good to keep a lot of mascaras, in my opinion, because a lot of them can go bad and my eyes are so sensitive. Like I do not want to get pink eye or styes because then I can't film, and that's like literally my fear. That's happened before. It's like the worst thing ever when you wake up and your eyes are like swollen shut. Like you can barely open them and if you've had pink eye, you know. So I always like to pretty much just use like the same mascaras and just keep like only a few in my collection. And this is a part of my bundle, which my bundle is still available. I will link it down below if you guys want to check it out on Colourpop's website. Yeah, this mascara is just amazing. That's why I had to include it in there. For lashes today, I'm going to use these Eyelure number 126. These were my go-tos, I would say probably back in like 2015, 2016. They're super pretty. I think the last time I used these, I mentioned that they're not super dramatic, but I think they're dramatic enough for this look. Okay, so while my lash glue dries for like a minute or two, I'm gonna just prep the skin for foundation. I'm not gonna do any winged liner today just because I really want the main star of today's look to be the shadow, and I've been doing winged liner in my past couple videos, so we're gonna steer away from that. So I'm gonna start off by priming, and I'm gonna use the Becca Skin Love Glow Shield Prime and Set Mist. If I'm being honest with you guys, this reminds me so much of the Wet n Wild Cucumber Primer Water. I feel like this is like the same exact thing because you can prime and set your makeup with it. So this is like honestly just like the expensive version of that. The mist is really fine though, and obviously this is bigger than the Wet n Wild one, but it's honestly the same exact thing. It does have a very strong cucumber scent, so if you don't like the Wet n Wild cucumber scent, you're not gonna like this, so just something to keep in mind, but I like it. It kind of reminds me of like my cucumber melon days when I was like in elementary and middle school. Like I was a cucumber melon girl, like that was my body spray. Now for primer, I'm gonna use my e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer, which just looks like this. I used to use this all the time, and I feel like e.l.f. does primers really well, and they have a lot of really great ones. I'm currently loving the matte Poreless Putty, but this one's just like a really soft primer. Like it really does smooth out your skin. It has like a different kind of smell to it from what I can remember. It feels almost like a little minty. I'm also gonna put it right under my eyes as well. For foundation today, I was looking through my collection. I'm like, what foundation do I use? Because I've honestly only been using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy Foundation. So I grabbed this and I was like, ooh, it's been a little bit since I've used this. This is the Hard Candy Glamoflauge Full Coverage Foundation. This is like a really full coverage, like really pretty foundation, really heavy duty, which is what I'm looking for today just because, like I said, I do have a lot to cover up. So comes with like a doe foot applicator, and I'm just gonna put this on all over. You can get this at Walmart. This does smell like paint. It smells like the original Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. So just something to keep in mind. For me, the smell of paint like on foundations doesn't really bother me because typically it doesn't really last throughout the entire day. But if that does bother you, something to keep in mind. Oh yeah, this is definitely perfect for today. This is really full coverage. I noticed that this foundation doesn't carry a lot of shades if you go to like a smaller Walmart, but if you go to like a super Walmart, they have the full shade range. I'm feeling very summery in this top. I'm like so ready for spring and summer already. After the holidays, I'm just like, forget this cold weather, I'm over it and I just want the heat. Ooh, lashes, let's apply those. I always like forget about them whenever I leave them and set them aside. This glue is gonna dry, so just don't mind that. For concealer, it's been a while. I'm gonna use the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. This one's in the shade Natural Beige. Honestly, the packaging is just like the Hard Candy Glamoflauge foundation. Did I call this camouflage? Because it's definitely Glamoflauge foundation. I'm gonna take this and put it right under my eyes. I'm not really, what is that? There's like a chunk in here. I think I need to go down a shade with this. It's like a little too much like my skin tone. This concealer is cute. It's not like a favorite of mine anymore just because I feel like when I tried this out, I hadn't discovered the concealers that I love now. And I don't feel like it's as full coverage as what I first thought it was after trying out so many other concealers. Does that make sense? Like, it's good and it covers up, but it's not like life-changing for me anymore. I need a lighter shade though. I feel like this might be like a tan shade for me, so let me grab a light shade. Believe it or not, I don't have a lighter shade than this in my collection, which is really weird. But it's fine. We're gonna use the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer because this is not new, but it's great. It's in the shade C7. I do like this concealer. I just need like a lighter shade just to kind of brighten up a little bit under my eyes. Like I do like more of a natural under eye as far as like the color, because clearly I'm using a lot of concealer, but I don't want it to look too dark too, because then I feel like that's just gonna like drag my face down, and I don't like that. I hate these like acne marks that are so like difficult to cover. Like you can just kind of like see it. Like when I look down at my face, I can like see the zit right there, and it's just like rude. So that was good. Super easy formula to blend. I feel like both of these are very creamy. This is like, I feel like the Born This Way concealer is like a really good like just everyday natural concealer, and I do like the darker shades for cream contouring, so it is nice in that aspect. And I love the Too Faced Born This Way foundation too. I should have used that today actually. I forgot about that foundation too. That was like one of my holy grails. That's good. All right, I'm really liking this. I'm really liking the foundation too. It's like super full coverage, but it's not heavy on the skin, which I really appreciate in a foundation. Now for powder, I'm going to use my COLLAB Set the Stage Soft Focus Translucent Finishing Powder. So this is the one with the white cap, and this one is in the shade, just kidding, I just said it, translucent. So it's just like a universal shade. Now I get so many questions from you guys asking which one I like more, the black cap, the white cap. Honestly, I always just got the black cap. I love the black cap one. I like how it's like an actual color, like the shade Porcelain Ivory is like my perfect shade. And from the times that I did use the white cap powder, I didn't really see a huge difference. Like I felt like this one is just as good and very soft and pretty like the black cap one, but we're gonna test it out again today because it's been a little bit since I've actually put this on my face. Wow, well I can already tell you just from putting it on my face, this one feels a little bit more matte than the black cap one. Not drying though, but it definitely is a little more matte. Still definitely gives you that really soft look, just like the black cap one though, I will say. This one almost looks like a little bit more bright under the eyes. It looks good though. If you guys use this one consistently, let me know your thoughts, but like right now it's feeling a little bit more matte. I'm gonna set my brows. I'm gonna use the Essence Make Me Brow Eyebrow Gel Mascara. I haven't used this in a little bit, but I really like this. Just has like that really tiny little brow brush. I just wish they had more shades in this. That's the only thing that Essence lacks, is a lot of shades in certain products that they have. Ugh. Foundation on the lips, like I hate it. Whenever I leave it on and I'm editing, I'm like cringing. Like I want to like jump through the screen and like wipe it all off. But okay, let's do these lower lashes. I think for the lower lashes, I'm going to keep it really, really simple and just use my transition colors because I don't want to do too much teal and like close my eyes away. So I'm going to take the shade Pumpkin Spice as well as Caramel right on the lower lash line. Maybe I should do a little teal or like maybe a darker brown. I'm gonna go into the shade right here, which is called Mocha. I'm gonna take a little bit of that. And for a liner, I'm gonna use the Velvet Smooth liner from Kokie, and this one's just in the shade Chocolate. It's just like a deep dark brown, and I'm just gonna line my waterline. And of course, I'm gonna coat my lower lashes, and I'm just gonna use the same Volumizing BFF mascara. I really have yet to find a mascara that's better than this one or the Essence mascaras that you can get at Ulta. They're like $5. Like those two brands, like Colourpop, Essence, they are just amazing. Like I could use those two for mascaras for the rest of my life and be good. Like I don't really feel the need to constantly be trying out new mascaras just because these are so good. Like for your top and lower lashes, they're amazing. Oh, my lips are so dry. I gotta put a little lip balm on them because just a little too much. Because we're not putting the lip products on just yet, so we need a little lip balm. And that was just the Wet n Wild lip sleeping mask. Okay, now I'm gonna move into bronzer. So my last video was a full face of NYX and I used the matte bronzer. So I figured I would use it again today because I haven't used this in, well, before that video, I haven't used this in a while. And this used to be like my go-to product. So this one's in the shade medium and they have more shades online. I believe they have 5 or 6 shades of this, but this is a really, really nice, just like warm tone bronzer. It is super pigmented, so I like barely dip my brush in just because I don't have much color to me at all right now, so I just do a little bit. And I'm gonna just add a little bit of bronzer down the sides of my nose. I just always feel like if you don't, your nose is kind of just there and you need to add a little something so it doesn't just look bare and naked. For blush, I'm going to use the single blush from LA Girl. This one's in the shade Just Peachy. It's just like a really pretty peachy matte blush. Oh, this is pretty. I usually use the LA Girl blush palette, but I love this color. I think it goes really well too with the crease shade. These are just like my tones. Like I always just try to find an excuse to use like a peachy blush like this. It's my favorite. Okay, and for highlight today, I'm gonna use the Physicians Formula Butter Highlighter. I really like this formula. It is truly very buttery. I'm gonna put that right on the tops of the cheekbones. Oh, that's gorgeous. And these smell so good. Like their butter products smell like summer. It's amazing. I'm not gonna put any highlight right here just because I have a zit and I don't want to draw more attention to it. Like we covered her up, we don't want to expose her again. I'm gonna take also some of that highlight and I'm just gonna put a little bit right in the inner corner of my eyes. For a little inner corner glow. I feel like this really goes a long way. Like it's such a small step, but don't forget it, especially with like a really dark look. Now we're doing the lips. So I'm gonna use my Colourpop Lippie pencil in the shade Little One. Fill in just a little bit. And then I'm going to use my other product that is in my bundle, which is the Colourpop Ultra Matte Liquid Lip in the shade Sunny Side. This matches perfectly with the lip liner. Love it. And Colourpop's liquid lipstick formula has gotten so much better over the years. Like I love it, and I love all the different colors that they have to choose from. Then just to make this a little bit more peachy, I'm going to use the Dominique Cosmetics Lemonade Lip Gloss. These are so amazing, very creamy, and this one is in the shade Sweet Tea. I love the way these smell. I love her gloss formula. It's a little sticky, but it's also creamy at the same time, and it really prolongs your lip color. And last but not least, I actually don't really want to use the Becca spray anymore. I'm going to just go back to the basics because this is my favorite drugstore setting spray of life. Milani Make It Last setting spray. You can't go wrong with this. This is crucial. I'm also going to do a couple little touch-ups here. I feel like whenever I do all over the lid matte shades, I can never like perfect it and get it to look perfect and like even. So I'm just trying to kind of fill in any spots that might look a little bit lighter, but I always say on this channel, it's all about progress, not perfection, because I feel like at the end of the day, even me, like I'm still learning. Like I'm not a makeup artist, I'm not a professional. I just like to play with makeup, you know? And somehow it became my full-time job thanks to you guys, which I'm so grateful for. But yeah, I think that's as good as it's gonna get. So we're done with the look. All right guys, so this is it. Full face, nothing new. I am very, very pleased with these products, and it almost makes me feel like, why did I ever stop using them? I always get this way every time I stop using amazing products and then I use them again after a few months. I'm like, oh my gosh, these are everything, and I'm just super excited to keep using this palette especially. I think this is a really great palette to splurge on. I mean, it's obviously it's expensive, but it's not like $50, $60, $70. It is very reasonably priced, I think, for what you're getting in here. The shades are such high quality, and I really love this teal shade. I think I want to create the same exact look, but with the purple in here. Like, I'm really loving this. I think it's really pretty, super easy to work with, and I feel like the colors are just like very high quality. And I also really am very impressed with this Glamoflauge foundation from Hard Candy. I want to keep using this. I think this is a really great full coverage foundation. I believe this is like $6, which that's very hard to come by even at the drugstore nowadays. So this is good. I like it. And everything else I'm loving. The lip combo, the highlighter, the blush, the lashes with this look. This is my way of adding color but still making it very wearable. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you soon. Bye.